Hello guys, welcome back to HW Sports 90, the home of football. And as you all know, the pre-seasons are well underway, and some teams have started their preparation for the new season that is starting in August. And we had some Premier League teams playing today. Manchester United were playing, also West Ham were playing. I think West Ham have drawn 2-2, and United have lost 1-0 to Rosenborg from Norway. I just want to say that United fans, they should not panic, because if they watch the match, they could see their first 11 and their second 11. I think that their whole squad was 80% the academy players, and that they shouldn't worry. But I'm going to mention some points where I think that they need to look into, because losing 1-0 to Rosenborg is not the big deal. But the big deal is how some of the first team players who started today played. I'm going to talk about Casemiro, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, and also Mason Mount. I think they are one of the big players or big names who started the game. And as the preseason rules always say, they were substituted off in the second half. And looking at their game, I only watched the first half, because that is where some of the big names were playing. Casemiro was there, Rashford was there. Wan-Bissaka started, as well as Mason Mount. I was looking forward to seeing Marcus Rashford and Casemiro, also Mount, because they had, I think they had I can say not a good season. With United last season, because looking at Rashford, his numbers for the season, he scored 30 goals plus. But last season, he was below the average, as well as Wan-Bissaka, as well as Casemiro, whom I think was a bit slow and could not adapt to this, to the speed of the Premier League. So I was looking forward to seeing them, catching up and maybe trying to prove people wrong that, we still got it. So I was looking at Casemiro, Marcus Rashford, and Wan-Bissaka, and all I could say was that I think it's high time United move forward without these three players. I think it's time to make those kind of what we call tough decisions, and we just need to make these kind of decisions, concerning Casemiro, Marcus Rashford, and as well as Wan-Bissaka. I know it's pre-season. I know it's the first game after 3 weeks off. I know, but United returned to training on Monday, where they reported for some test, and I think they started some training on the pitch on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and these are at least 5 days. And as a footballer, a pro that matter, 5 days is enough for to catch up. They just went on a holiday for 3 weeks, not even long, 3 weeks I think. So they came back. 5 days is enough for a pro footballer to catch up. And I was expecting some good football from Casemiro, to command that midfield. Max Rashford to disturb Rosenborg right back on that left flank. I was expecting Wan-Bissaka to be more composed, because he's facing a lower team, and a player of his caliber should not play the way he played. As I was watching the match, I think most United fans will agree with me if I say Casemiro. Let's start with Casemiro. Casemiro should be sold. I think there have been news linking with the move to Saudi, and Al-Ittihad, one of the clubs interested in signing him. I think Casemiro, I think he should give up. He should move to maybe MLS or maybe Saudi, because the Premier League, I don't think we'll keep up to it, because the Premier League is fast enough. And looking at him at the moment, he's slow. He can't attack and defend the way he used to do, and the way he did in his first season for Manchester United. I think it's time for United to move forward without Casemiro. I think they need to cash in on him this season. With the Saudi clubs interested, I think they should get that cash and maybe concentrate on signing Manuel Ugarte from PSG. I think they need that, because going into new season where fans are expecting much changes, because there are some new some new owners, the Ineos, and then they've come up with some good team there to bring something up for Manchester United. And fans are now expecting good football. They are expecting changes. How the team plays. But watching today's match, most in the first half, no much difference from what United they used to play, or the way they played last season. It's more like a season 2 of what happened in the season 1. That's the last season. So they are continuing with the way they were playing in the last season, going forward to the next season. And this is where I know most United fans are worried. But you don't need to be worried, because, as I said earlier, 80% were made of academy players. Another player I want to mention is Marcus Rashford. As I said, he had a tremendous season. The first season of I think Erik ten Hag. Yeah, he had a good season. Scored goals. I think he scored 30 plus goals, if I'm not wrong. He was good, and we were expecting him to improve even a lot in the second season of ten Hag. But that wasn't the case, because Rashford last season, he was below average. I think if I could grade him, I can give him an E, if not a D minor. And when the season finished, I said maybe Rashford need to take some time. I was hoping that he would be called for England, and eventually he wasn't called for England's international game. That's the Euro. And I hope Rashford will take the time to reflect on what he wants to be, or maybe want to achieve in the future with Manchester United. And watching him play today, I don't think I saw any difference with what I saw from Marcus Rashford last season. The same person who doesn't track back, the same guy who is wasteful with the ball, and he gives up a lot. I don't think if he continues this way, I don't think United should concentrate, or that should depend on him. I think it's high time they should cash in on him now, with the PSG desperately needing they need that replacement from Mbappe. I think if they negotiate a deal with PSG regarding Marcus Rashford, PSG will be interested. And I think there are wingers outside there whom I think they can replace him with. One of them I can think of, Nico Williams of Athletic Bilbao, also Kvaratskhelia of Napoli, one of the best wingers so far. So I think Marcus Rashford, okay, maybe you can say it was the first game of the preseason, and they're playing against a team where they've been playing since January. I think they started months ago, and they are in week 14 now. The game week 14, and we can say maybe United, this is their first match. They are lacking a bit of energy, maybe composure, stamina, maybe, and they're playing against a team which have been playing, and they have that stamina and also that and everything they can have, and also in their own pitch, maybe their own country. So one of the reasons we can say maybe United, we could give them a chance, and the next game we could look at this and say, you know what, this is where United now needs to look and say, if Rashford, Casemiro can't perform anyway better against Rangers on Saturday, I think it's high time. And for me, even now, I can say Casemiro and Rashford should be sold this summer. I've been a fan of Wan-Bissaka since he was at Crystal Palace. We call him the Spider-Man. His tackles and this and that. But the past 2 seasons, the Spider-Man, things have not been well with him. And last season, he had some injuries, but he came back in the second half of the season. He played quite well in some matches. But for me, because Wan-Bissaka is low. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka is low. If I decide to attack, he forgets that he needs to defend, and he can't run back and defend at the same time. So I think United, as I said, United, they really want to build a strong team. I know they can't build it in one transfer window. They need to do it in maybe 2 or 3 transfer windows. But I think there are some obvious stuff you need to look into. They need a right back. I'm not convinced with their Wan-Bissaka. As much as they are looking to sign a left back, they should also considering signing the right back. I think they should part ways with the Wan-Bissaka because Fenerbahce or Galatasaray are interested in signing Wan-Bissaka, and I think they should part ways with the Wan-Bissaka this season and sign Frimpong, one of the best, or rather maybe Dumfries of Inter Milan. So United, I think there's some 3 weeks to go, maybe for preparations. They have a decision to make. They need improvement in defense, in midfield. With Sancho coming in, I think they should give Sancho a chance next season to show what he can do. Because for me, I still believe in him, and I was happy to see him back in training with United. And I hope Sancho, and I believe Sancho can do wonders for Manchester United this season. So I think this is where Rashford should depart, Casemiro should depart, and also Wan-Bissaka should depart. They need to be ruthless. I remember when Guardiola joined Manchester City, there were some names that were sold in 2 years when he was there. The likes of Joe Hart, Zabaleta, the likes of Sami Nasri, the likes of Jesus Navas, who is still playing until now. He left the Euro with Spain. So Guardiola made those changes because I needed a fresh start, and this is what United need to do. Ten Hag needs to be ruthless. He needs a fresh start. There are some like 5 to 6 players that United should offload this summer: Casemiro, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Eriksen, McTominay. These are some of the players United should look to offload this summer, because for them to be able to challenge Manchester City, they need to be strong enough. But looking in some positive way, or the positives out of this game, I was impressed by Mount. I think the first half he did well. He did well in the first half, Mount, and he need that game time, and I think he can become one of the best players United this season. So for him, I think he needs time with Manchester United. Also, I was impressed by Vitek. That's the goalkeeper that played today. Was superb. And for me, if not for the goal that he considered in the last minute of the match, I think it was my man of the match. He made some tremendous saves, and I think for me, he should be the number 2 for Onana next season. They should give him a chance to impress. He's a very good goalkeeper. If not, they should look out to loan him to a championship club, or maybe teams like Everton, West Ham, Ipswich. They should loan him to a Premier League team, because for me, Vitek can become one of the best goalkeepers in the world in the future. Also, I was impressed by Fish, the defender. I think he did well. Also in the first half, he was partnering with Johnny Evans. Now I understand why Johnny Evans was given a year contract. He was superb in that first half, and he was showing some qualities of a leader, and this is what United need this season. So I think this game came at the right time, and that is the end result. Also, I think is a blessing in disguise for Manchester United fans, and also for the board, for the manager, to open their eyes that, what, we have a long way to go. There are some changes, there are some players we need to offload to make this team a better and a competitive squad. So I hope that United they can find their way back to where they belong, and compete again with the like of Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool for titles, and also European titles. As I said, United fans, you don't need to be worried, because the game was majorly 80% by the academy players. Casemiro, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Jones, Evans, I think were the only and Mount were the only first team players. But I think the academy players also, they did well, and they're learning. So the game against Rangers, it's where we are going to see some of the big names starting, the likes of Anthony, Sancho as well. So we'll keep looking at that match on Saturday when United face Rangers. Thanks for watching, guys.